Today I'm talking about comedian Charley Chase, who died on the 20th of June 1940 at the age of 46. Charley Chase was an American comedian, actor, screenwriter and film director. He was born Charles Joseph Parrott in Baltimore, Maryland on the 20th of October 1893 to Charles Parrott and Blanche Parrott, whose maiden name was Thompson. He had a younger brother, James, who was born in 1898. He followed Charley into the movie business and became a director and film actor. He was known as James Parrott and also as Paul Parrott. Charley's father died when he was about 10 years old, and to help with the family's finances, he did various things to make money, including entertaining on the street. This led on to working in theatres and then vaudeville. Charley's early experiences on the vaudeville circuit exposed him to the broad physical comedy and timing that would later define his filmic output. Here is Charley with actress Catherine Grant. He moved to Hollywood in 1912 at a time when the film industry was in its infancy. Charley worked at the Al Christie Film Studios and then worked for Max Sennick's Keystone Studios. Here he acted in and directed a number of shorts, picking up the technical skills and taste for frantic slapstick that was the hallmark of Max Productions. Here is Mac. Charley worked with Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle and Charlie Chaplin. However, Charley possessed a unique comedic sensibility, one that would later find a more fitting home at Hal Roach's studios. In 1920, Charley was hired as a director at the Hal Roach Studios. Here's Hal. The studios were a creative hub that would become legendary for nurturing comedy icons such as Laurel and Hardy, Harold Lloyd and Thelma Todd. It was here that Charley truly came into his own. Initially, Charley directed one-reelers and two-reelers for other comedians, displaying a keen sense of pacing and narrative economy essential for the format. He was promoted to Director General of the studio, overseeing all of the movies apart from Harold Lloyd's movies. Here's Harold. Harold left the studio and Hal wanted another star to replace him. He thought Charley had the right qualities, and so he started making his own series of films and changed his name to Charley Chase. An interesting point is that if you view his films, you will see in the opening credits of some of them that they were directed by him under his real name, Charles Parrott. His brother directed some too. He started off making one-reel 10-minute comedies in a series where he played a character with the name of Jimmy Jump. Because of the series' success, he doubled the length of them and produced two-reeler comedies, which were 20 minutes in length, acting a variety of characters. This became the standard length of his films, apart from a few three-reelers. Unlike the larger-than-life oddballs that populated many silent films, Charley carved out a niche with his persona as an affable, slightly befuddled, well-dressed ordinary man. His characters often found themselves in relatable, if exaggerated, predicaments, misunderstandings, romantic entanglements, and social embarrassments that spiraled into comic chaos. What set Charley apart was his commitment to situational comedy, rooted in reality rather than pure slapstick. His films, such as Mighty Like a Moose in 1926, where he and his wife both secretly undergo plastic surgery, relied as much on clever plotting and character-driven humour as on visual gags. Watch out for Buddy the dog, who was very funny in the last scene. Mighty Like a Moose is now considered a classic and is included in the National Film Registry for its enduring creative achievement. Another one I like is the 1926 silent short Crazy Like a Fox. Oliver Hardy plays a bit part in it. The arrival of sound in cinema proved a stumbling block for many silent stars, but not for Charley Chase. He embraced the new medium, making the successful leap to Talkies in 1929. Charley's pleasant singing voice and impeccable comic timing translated beautifully to sound films. He began to incorporate musical numbers, witty dialogue, and even more sophisticated situations into his shorts. A notable example is The Pip from Pittsburgh in 1931, a film that showcases Charley's ability to blend cringe comedy with genuine pathos. The story, involving a blind date gone hilariously wrong, is a testament to his understanding of the awkwardness and vulnerability at the heart of great comedy. Thelma Todd co-stars in this short film. My favourite Charley Chase movie so far is the 1929 Snappy Sneezer. Thelma co-stars in this too. There's a continuity mistake in it. Thelma has a white mark on her dress after speaking to her father, who is covered in a white liquid. She then answers the door and the mark is gone. Another one I like is The Nickel Nurser in 1932. Thelma is in this one as well. The last 2 minutes has several visual gags that are amusing. Hattie McDaniel of Gone with the Wind fame appears in his 1934 short, Fate's Fathead. In this film, he asks the leading lady to call him by the nickname Twitter. It made me think of social media, although it's called X nowadays, isn't it? In Public Ghost No. 1 in 1935, the dog in the film is another scene stealer. The 1936 short Vamp Till Ready has a story involving twins and the inevitable misunderstandings that follow. Charley's sound films often toy with social conventions, featuring themes of mistaken identity, marital discord, and class anxieties. While his output remained largely in the short subject format, he never failed to innovate, ensuring his work remained fresh, even as comedic tastes evolved. Here he is with actress Beth Darlington. Charley's talents were not confined to performing. He continued to direct and write for both his own series and for other comedians. He was instrumental in the development of Laurel and Hardy, directing some of their early shorts and influencing their approach to blending slapstick with character-based humour. He also mentored his brother James Parrott, who would find his own success as a director, most notably directing the iconic Laurel and Hardy short The Music Box, which won the first Academy Award for Best Live Action Short Film. Here he is with Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. Despite his professional successes, Charley Chase's personal life was beset with difficulties. Like many in Hollywood's golden age, he struggled with alcoholism, a battle that was exacerbated by the pressures of constant production schedules and the shifting landscape of the entertainment industry. The onset of the feature-length film era in the late 1930s saw a decline in the popularity of short subjects. Charley worked briefly at Columbia Pictures from 1937 to 1940, appearing alongside the Three Stooges and contributing gags behind the scenes. However, the changing industry made it harder for Charley to find the same creative fulfillment and stability he had enjoyed in previous years. Charley married dancer and English teacher Bebe Eltinge in 1914, and they had 2 daughters, Pauline, who was known as Polly, and June. Polly Chase had bit parts in her father's films, including playing a secretary in Public Ghost No. 1 and a party guest in Vamp Till Ready. She is seen with her arm draped around the host, who was played by a very handsome actor called Brooks Benedict. Here he is. Charley's younger brother, James Parrott, had developed a drug problem after taking amphetamines for medical reasons. Some sources say it was to keep his weight under control. James ended up not being able to work and was financially dependent on Charley. Charley refused to give him money for drugs. James died from a heart attack brought on by an overdose on the 10th of May 1939 at the age of 41. Here he is in the movie, The White Blacksmith, with Jabina Ralston. Charley was distraught over his death, and it made him drink even more. Charley died just over a year later at his home, which was located at 2157 North Highland Avenue in Hollywood, California, on the 20th of June 1940 at the age of 46 from a heart attack. He is buried in Forest Lawn Memorial Park Cemetery in Glendale, California. His wife and brother are both buried there too. Charley Chase, a name perhaps less familiar today than Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton, was nevertheless a remarkable figure who left a notable mark on the world of comedy during both the silent and early sound eras of cinema. He remains a comic pioneer. This photo has been given to me to use in this video by the Hollywood Graveyard YouTube channel. So do check out some of his films. They're quite amusing, very innocent, and if you like that kind of comedy, he's a real joy to watch. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.